Hi everyone, I'm CaliKim. Welcome to my garden. You're wasting money if you're buying herbs at the grocery store. Today I'm going to show you how to grow a year-round supply of fresh herbs in just one container for a fraction of the cost. Now the cost of fresh herbs at the grocery store is absolutely insane. And by growing your own supply, you'll have a fresh, steady supply of herbs year-round with just a small initial investment of containers, soil, and plants. So it's time to stop paying for herbs at the market and start growing your own right at home. Let's jump into the video. If you think you need a big garden to grow herbs, think again. They actually like growing together, and you can grow them in one small container like this 5-gallon Smart Pot on your deck, patio, or balcony, or even in a 1-gallon container right on your windowsill. They're super easy to grow, drought tolerant. All you have to do to keep them alive is water them and harvest them about once a week. Now, a lot of people don't think that you can pack a lot of herbs into one container, but you actually can. And the reason for this is they have shallow roots and they actually like to be grown together. And by growing them together all in one spot, not only does it make harvesting a whole lot easier, but it helps with soil health, pest control, and it actually looks really pretty too. And by growing herbs with similar growing needs in one container, you can maximize your space without the need for a sprawling garden. If you're finding our channel helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share with your garden friends. Thanks. First thing you're going to need is a container. Now, I love growing herbs in my CaliKim 5-gallon Smart Pots. The fabric is nice and aerated, which makes for stronger roots. When you have more roots, you're going to have more herbs. The other thing I love about this is the handles. You can easily move it around your deck or patio, or even move it inside in the wintertime. Now, if you don't have this much space and you're growing inside, you may want to grab one of the 1-gallon Smart Pots. Perfect for a windowsill for growing in the wintertime. And the great thing about herbs is not only are they drought tolerant, but they also don't need a lot of light. So perfect for growing indoors in the winter. So once you've gotten your container, you want to fill it with some potting mix. Now this is my DIY potting mix, which you can also save a lot of money by making that. It's simply made up of coco coir, compost, and some worm castings. You'll fill your container with this. It's super easy to make. And now we're ready to plant the herbs. You have a couple of different options when it comes to getting started planting your herbs. If you want to get off to a really quick start, you can grab yourself some transplants at the garden center, but oftentimes these are $5 or $6, and sometimes they actually have potted herbs at the grocery store. Trader Joe's usually has a lot of different varieties, and they're usually cheaper than the transplants you buy at the garden center. So if that's too expensive and you want to go a cheaper route, you can start off with seeds. Takes a little bit longer, but if you have some patience and some time, you can grab some herb seeds. I've got an herb seed collection over on our website. If you want to go absolutely free and you have some friends who already have herbs in their garden, what you can do is take cuttings and propagate your herbs, which means that roots will grow out of the stems, and then you can plant them in your pot and have tons of herbs to grow. So depending on your budget and how quickly you want to get started, there's 3 options for you. Now I'm going to pop these transplants in, which I actually propagated from cuttings in my own backyard, into my 5-gallon Smart Pot. So what we're going to do is have similar herbs growing here together. We've got some rosemary. We've got some thyme, which is delicious on chicken dishes. We've got some sage, and we've got some parsley. Now generally I like to plant the taller herbs right in the middle. So we have spillers, thrillers, and fillers. And oh, I forgot my oregano here, which is an absolutely delicious herb to grow as well. These are all very cold, hardy herbs. Will often survive cold temperatures, even below freezing. So in the wintertime, these are great ones to start with. They're also very drought tolerant. So we're putting all these herbs together in my container. Now I'm going to pop my parsley here in the middle. Very easy to do that. Just make a hole here right in the middle of my pot. And parsley is a great perennial herb, as all of these are, which means that they will grow back year after year. They may die back in the wintertime, or you may need to cut them back in the wintertime, but generally they come back year after year. Got my parsley in the middle. Then we're going to plant my rosemary, which is an extremely hardy herb, here in the back. It does tend to get rather tall. So pop it in the back of my pot. Very easy to plant. This literally takes about 5 minutes or so once you've got your herb plants just to pop them in. I've got my sage here, which smells absolutely amazing, and herbs just punch up the flavor of your food like nothing else. And the great thing is, the more you harvest them, the more they grow. That's really all you have to do to keep these particular herbs alive. Sage gets tall too, so I'll pop that in the back. And then along the front, I'm going to put my spillers, which are thyme and oregano. You would not believe how much these herbs will flavor your homegrown food, give you that fresh homegrown flavor, even in the wintertime. And it really just boosts your mood to know that you have some of these herbs growing that you can pop outside and pick quickly to put into your recipes. Not to mention all the health benefits of herbs as well. Now, if I wanted to, I have got a little more space here. I could actually pop in some chives as well. So just customize your herb 5-gallon container to whichever herbs you love to grow the most. Now I'm also going to plant some cilantro seeds. I absolutely love cilantro. These are from my herb garden seed collection, but I don't have any transplants growing right now. No problem though. I'm just going to pop some seeds right here in the pot. You can definitely do a combination of transplants and seeds. And cilantro seeds do take a couple of weeks to germinate, but they like the cooler temperatures. So you can see how they have kind of a hard outer shell. So that's one reason why they take so long. To help them germinate quicker, you can soak them overnight. But I absolutely love the taste of fresh homegrown cilantro. It will grow very, very nicely in here with the other herbs. Just sprinkle in a few seeds, cover it up, and we'll have cilantro popping out here too before we know it. Now, if you can't or don't want to grow your herbs outside right now in the winter time, you got to plant some inside in this 1-gallon container. And I've made something special to help you get started with your herb garden. It's how to set up an indoor herb garden quick start guide. So you can grab this in the link in the video description, tell you exactly what to do so you can get yours set up in a snap. Now, caring for your herbs couldn't be any easier. All you need to do is water and harvest. So first off, I'm going to give them a nice drink of water just to get their roots really established in this pot. And I always like to fertilize when I first plant with fish fertilizer. This is Monterey's fish and guano fertilizer. So it's really a power-packed fertilizer with the fish emulsion and the guano excrement. They really work together to help the roots develop. You have lots of green growth to get you started here. So you'll be harvesting herbs in no time. So we're just going to give them a nice little soil drench to start them off. And typically herbs do like to dry out just a little bit in between waterings. They're drought tolerant. So once the soil dries out on top, you can just stick your finger in the soil. And if it feels dry, about 3 to 4 inches down, that means it's time to water. But if the soil on top is a nice dark brown color like it is right now, don't water them. Just let them dry out so the soil doesn't get waterlogged. But the fish and guano fertilizer will get them off to a really good start. We'll be seeing new green leafy growth from these herbs in no time. Now, to keep your herbs alive, to keep them fresh, and to keep them growing strong, all you need to do each and every week is to harvest. You got that? So just come out to your container, take a little snip off the top of this parsley, and you can really start harvesting herbs. As soon as they're about 4 to 6 inches tall. So a snip of this parsley will be delicious in my scrambled eggs, and it feels so good knowing that I'm harvesting my own fresh herbs and not having to buy it at the grocery store, and it just tastes and smells so delicious. Now, you're going to be growing tons of herbs in one 5-gallon container. So you may have some extra. So you definitely don't want to waste your herbs. I just harvested these herbs from another container right over here on my deck. This is a little bit more than I could use in one meal. So what I'm going to do is wrap some twine around the top here and then hang it in my kitchen to dry. And in a week or so, this will turn into this dried oregano, which I can then just crumble and then put into a jar in my spice cabinet and pull it out whenever I want some fresh oregano. Straight from the garden. And dried herbs at the grocery store cost even more than fresh herbs. So this is golden and will save you a ton of money. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Doesn't take a lot of time, it's super easy, and you're saving tons of money. So don't waste your money any longer. What are you waiting for? Grab your supplies, all the links are in the video description, and don't forget your quick start guide to help you get started and get to growing your herbs now. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be doing this week. I'll be looking for it. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.